The center of the Victoria Mandala, one's own body, the source of all positive quality without exception, is the expanse within 3 channels and 5 chakras. I take refuge in this body of emptiness. So draw your attention inward and deep. Feel the stillness in your body. Breathe deep. Every exhalation, release whatever discomforting feelings, thoughts, emotions is present this moment. Release them and let go, and fully trying to be here and now in this your own body with that sense of deep stillness. Gradually be aware of inner stillness, the stillness of your being. The stillness of who you are, the stillness of what it is. The stillness of changelessness. Gradually be aware of unbounded sacred space. Through that inner stillness. Which is self-arising innate awareness, Rangjung Yeshe. The base of all, the mother, the source of all qualities, the source of all solutions. Just completely be in that sacred space. That's way to take a refuge. For whatever reason in your life, this moment, you're not able to connect with that unbounded sacred space. You're not able to feel that stillness in you. Trust that stillness is still there. That unbounded sacred space is still there. That source of all qualities and solutions in the inner Buddha is still there, even though you don't have access to it this very moment. Because of the challenges in your life, the pain, confusions in your life, it does not allow you. But it trusts it's still there. Like during stormy weather, winter, cold, wet, dark, cloudy, the clear sky is still there. Due to circumstances, you don't have access to it. Just feel its existence. Trust it's still there. Trust that you will see it, feel it, connect with it. And those you're feeling access to it, those you're feeling that you are able to encounter and be aware of that, allow the experiences, in that case, allow the experiences of joy, spontaneous devotion, inspiration, a liveliness, like a first time seeing the Mount Kailash right in front of your eye after months of walk, hardship. You are right there in front of it and you see it, the sacred mountain. Same way, you're right here within yourself. The door is open. That sacred space is right in front of inner wisdom eye. The second refuge, All the gathered clouds of suffering and misery are completely cleared by the wisdom wind, revealing the unelaborated, primordially pure expanse of the sky. I take refuge in this body of light. Listen and hear inner silence. Feel and connect with that inner silence. Gradually be aware and feel there's a deep sense of inner peace in that inner silence. Trying to listen to inner silence is only useful if you're not hearing it. If you're hearing the inner silence, no need to listen. Hearing without listening or without effort of listening, it's good. Being aware without trying to be aware or without putting effort to be aware, it's the effortless awareness. In that inner silence, there is a sense of knowing, being aware, being present, being here and now. At the same time, being connected to each other. Feel this sense of connection all around the world, this moment, all who are participating in this webcast. Just feel that connections. the awareness of that connection. A bigger sense of collective awareness. Third refuge. From the pavilion of the five wisdom light, rays from non-dual sphere of light emanate, clearing the web of darkness of ignorance. I take refuge in this body of greatness. Be aware of the spaciousness, the openness of your mind. Be aware of that spaciousness in that union of awareness and openness. Allow the sense of warmth, a bliss, a joy, a joy of being, joy of what it is, joy of this moment, a joy of connectedness this moment, that open connection among all of us this very moment. We are connected. Feel that power of that connection. Allow to help yourself with that connection. Allow to strengthen yourself through that connection. Allow to gain confidence through that connection. Allow to find solutions, clarity through that connection. So whatever form and shape that you need help, allow to get help from that connection. And that connection, it's here. In this very moment, in you. So here we are during our summer retreat, second week, going through the teaching of 21 nails. And so all the cycle of Dzogchen teaching, in the end, we're always trying to, every time when I'm traveling around, when I'm trying to teach like a 6 lamp or 21 nails or experiential transmission of the masters, I always tell people that, we will be speaking probably different aspects of the teaching, but in the end, you need a very clear place to summarize and connect, which is always to the inner refuge. And then, since I have introduced the inner refuge prayer and all the body of knowledge around it, and so I'm saying always this is it. So always trying to connect with that, because in the end of the day, that each person need personal connection to the teaching. You cannot disconnect to yourself and connect to the teaching. Teaching is trying to help you to connect to yourself. So sometimes people can, whatever the knowledge, sometimes knowledge becomes way of disconnecting also. So it's very important not to happen that. And so maybe I just wanted to say one thing here today is this idea of, turn off your navigation system, a search mode, okay? So if you look, probably everybody who's listening this very moment, and if, I don't know how many of you who are listening this moment whose navigation system is off, or how many of who you are listening this very moment, its navigation system, its multiple navigation system is on. And if you're trying to do while I'm listening something, maybe stop doing those things and just sit this time right in front of the computer. And most of the time I would recommend not to sit that much in front of the computer. This is the exceptional. So here now, just sit right in front of your computer and turn off the search mode. Search mode basically means even you're listening to me this very moment, you might be curious about what I have to say or what I have not to say. That whatever I have to say or whatever I have nothing to say, you hear much better if you turn off your search mode. And after all, anything I have to say, it's only thing I have to say is stop looking for things. We talked about being in the first refuge, we talk about being in the second refuge, we're talking about being in the third refuge, we're talking about being all the time. So the only thing what prevents of being is when you are looking. When you're looking. And every time you look more when you're excited about something. So there's nothing to excited about this very moment. And just stop looking for anything. Just the fact that you will stop looking for something, you will already begin to experience something, new experiences. New experiences in a sense, you begin to experience some sense of your being. You feel more connection to your body, you feel more connection to this moment. You feel more connection to your breath. You feel more connection to your mind. You feel more connection to anything what is happening this very moment. And you're not worried about what might happen next moment or trying to look forward for something for next moment. Yesterday I was visited to my old friends, students, getting older, and some health challenges. And they said something interesting. They said, When you're 80s and 90s, a lot of things happens in your body, in your health. It's much more fun to just watch what's happening than trying to make anything happen to your body. So which is, I think it was I thought that's nice. Sometimes just see what's happening. Then trying to interfere what's happening and trying to make something else happen. But of course, it does not mean if your health is not good, then you don't have to do anything. I don't mean by that. But what I mean is that the idea of always trying to do something different than what is the cause of the disease to begin with. Is the cause to take the peace away from life. Is the cause which takes away the creativity. Is the way which takes away our sense of ability to connect to ourselves or to each other. That's exactly the reason what I'm saying here is just turn off your navigation system or switch off. It drains you. So sense of like a trusting more to inner refuge, trusting more in this moment, the source. Anything meant to happen will happen in a much better way than you would ever know. You won't be disappointed what happens spontaneously through that inner intelligence and inner peace, inner openness. Then from that block, that pain, that fear, that anxiety, that worry, what is going to come from there? It's not so good one. You might believe that, I cannot just let go of this like that because I am in a difficult moment in my life. I really have to find some answer. I have to answer to somebody. I have to come up with some solution. So I cannot relax. I have to work hard. I have to think a lot. I have to talk a lot. I have to, but if you do that, I'll guarantee you there won't be much clarity and solution. You will continue the chain of pain and confusion. But if you are able to see how disorganized your ego is, how inefficient your ego is, how unclear your ego is, or your pain is, you allow another opportunity, another way of being. Another way of being is also like giving a little space to the ego, even to the ego. Giving a little more space even to your pain. You're not giving a little space to your pain. You're not giving a little space to your ego. You're not giving a little space to your fear. You're not giving a little space, this energy, what's happening in your body, the anxieties, restlessness. They all need some space. If you give them some space, they might function better. If you give a lot of space, they have no power to make any decision. The decision is coming from inner intelligence. Much better. So my single message here today is turn off your navigation system. So this very moment, look at in yourself. Last few hours, last few days, few weeks. Unconsciously, navigation system is on. When your navigation system is on your iPhone, how you know? It's hot. The battery is draining fast. It's not functioning well. It's not getting the space, a rest. Not getting the stillness, the silence, the spaciousness. That's how we know. If you look at it in your own life, last few days, few weeks, few months, if you're feeling the same way, what happens to the iPhone, you just need to know, turn off the switch button. Give a little break. It saves the battery, saves your life, saves your health, saves doing something stupid things. Well, you can say, maybe I already did some stupid things. Then it will save the next one. And just look at inside. The moment you do that, you already feel that space, a beautiful space. Unconditioned space, a potential space, a home, safe, feel that inner awareness, inner light. You already feel more alive. You already feel more rest. You already feel more joy. You already feel more ideas. You can already see more solutions. You're getting all the things what you want by not putting effort that you have been putting, or by not driving crazy other people that you have been driving. By simply being in that inner refuge, being connected to those sources. That's why sometime in the Dzogchen teaching, it says, result, it's already there. The fruition, it's already there in the base. But when you're in the search mood of trying to find the fruition goes farther away or runs away from you. By being, you discover the fruition. By searching, fruition runs away. So turn off your navigation system. Even just sometimes be aware of some of the kind of navigation system where very little things, if you're
trying to sit in the nature for like 5 minutes, you can see you're not sitting 5 minutes, you're trying to do something in the nature. So be that base, that awareness, that warmth, and allow to impact everybody, everything around you from that place. Rather than trying to search for something, impacting everybody else negatively with those pain, ego, and effort of trying to find something which is already in you. So instead of impacting positively with effortless, you are impacting negatively with effortful. So remember, next few days, a navigation system. So those of you who don't know the Inner Refuge prayer, I'm just guessing there are many people there, some people might not familiar at all. So the Inner Refuge prayer, it's we have also posted in a YouTube. I'm singing there, and so I think it will be a good place to kind of look for. And of course, then if you really wanted to find, then I'm sure you will find it. Okay, so let's open up for some questions, maybe if we have a little time. So how's it going, Polly?
Going great. Consistently 500, 530 people, so and that's about as many as people attended Marcy's guided meditation as well, so it's a good solid attendance.
Wonderful.
Okay, so maybe I'll open here some questions here in the audience here, and then in the online. So it's nice to be connected, right? Yes.
Would you speak a little bit about placing expectations on your practice before practice and judging your practice afterwards? This was really great. This was horrible practice.
Mm-hmm. So the question is putting expectations before your practice, the success of the practice. So if it did not go well, then judging yourself or punishing yourself, right? So, okay. Well, some way, it's impossible not to have some expectations, right? So we are human beings. Every action we do, the reason why we are doing is some expectations. We are doing for something, for some reason. Even when you're doing meditation, you're trying to be calm, quiet, open, happy, develop your practice. So you're doing for something. So some sense of knowing what's going to happen as a result of that practice, that little degree of expectation, I think is okay to have. But it's like a motivation, it's like a motivation. But expectation with the openness, I think it's important. So you can have an expectation with no openness, or you can have an expectation with openness. I'll give one example. One time, one woman told me that she said she was. It's like also like a trust. It's a similar thing, trusting. So she said that she was sick and dying, and she tried everything, and she said, "This is the last thing I'm going to try, and if it meant to work, great. If it doesn't meant to work, great. Fine too." So she is motivated enough to try, give a shot. She's not giving completely up, not completely letting go. She's having the force to try, but she is very open to the both outcomes. I think that kind of expectations is good. But when you have expectation which is only seeking for one outcome, that's how, in anything in life, it's not only a practice, anything in life, when you are like that, you're buying more sufferings. Because even those people, let's say those people who have one expectation and it turned out to be successful and they get what they want in that expectation, and that the nature of these people, then they will say, "Oh, I should have expected more." They'll buy more suffering even they got what they want. So punishing yourself when something is not good, obviously it's not the way to do it. If you're open, you look why something did not work. Can you see something? There's a better ways to do it. Did not know all the points of the practices? I think it's good to self-reflect. And people who punish themselves, generally speaking, people who punish themselves, they're not good self-reflector people. They're more like guilt. They punish themselves. And it's not really they're trying to find some better solution in the future, because the mood is already wrong, negative. Anything you're trying to improve has to have that openness and a lightfulness and fearless to look for the solution, enthusiastic and kind of joy trying to resolve some problems. There has a kind of good attitude toward those problems. That's why sometimes people say, "I love challenges. I like to figure out challenges. It gives me joy. It gives me a life. It gives me some strength." Those who feel very self-critical, they're not really looking into a solution. They're just trying to sit in that guilt or that punishment. It's kind of very dark territory where they like to spend more time. So I think it's important to make distinctions like that. Yes.
I have a couple of questions here. First one is related, and I don't know if you've answered it already. It's from Swede Viking 68, who asks how to get a job or a mate without having your search on.
Okay. Well, when I can talk about my personal experiences. I found my wife without searching. She dropped in the apartment, my place where I was living. So you don't have to go so far. If you're open, they come to you. But if your search mood is desperately on, and if you look for it, they run away from you. So you can trust turn off your search mode and be open, they will just come to you. Forget about the partner or job. All the bigger questions, even bigger questions in a life, they all come to you. Like even yourself will come back to you. So before you look for anybody, partner or job, maybe first thing it's important to find it's yourself. So if you haven't found yourself, then you don't know what that self is going to look for. What kind of job, you might not like it, you know. A stranger looking job for you. Yes.
Another question. This is from Siri Shakti. She's asking, who or what in humans needs the inner refuge? Is it the ego or the self? I'm sorry, but I don't quite catch the inner refuge. I understand. Who needs the inner refuge?
The who needs the inner refuge is the one who is asking question this very moment. If you look back, rather than trying to find an answer from me, you look back to yourself and ask who is asking that question about inner refuge. Who is needing that answer? Probably the one who is needing that answer is not needing the answer, is needing the inner refuge. Okay. Anybody here? Yeah.
You know, in the non-ego state or the non-dual state, there's no sort of sense of dissatisfaction. Everything is.
Can you speak a little louder?
Yeah, I understand that in the non-dual state, in the non-ego state, that everything is perfect just as it is. There's no need to change. But until one is enlightened and can sort of be in that state full time, there might be present dissatisfaction with, let's say, one's job. So how do you, you hear things like, no need to change your job, just be in that stillness. But again, it's not always possible to be in that.
Yeah, so your question is exactly, I think the same. Yeah, so question is, in non-dual state, everything is perfect, but if you need a job, how do you find a job, right? So or if you have to change something.
You're not happy with your current situation.
Yeah.
If you're not happy with your job or whatever state, yeah, sure, I understand that. The question is the same. It's the same question, right? So let's say this way. So you're not happy with your current state means you're not happy with yourself. You are not happy with your living with. You're not happy with the job that you're doing, or you're not happy with the question that you're asking. You're not happy with the answer which is going to come next any moment. So maybe I better not to answer the question. So what it is that, the certain changes are probably necessary, in life. Sometimes it's necessary to change the job. Sometimes maybe it's necessary to change the relationship. Sometimes it's necessary to change. Some changes are necessary changes, because again, the changes, the only reason why changes are necessary, the current situation that you're living, you're not able to live well with the situation, so you need the change is necessary. But the question is not you need a change or not. The question is how you're going to know or how you're going to find those changes. So how you're going to find those changes are the one who is not happy with what is there will very unlikely will be happy even if it finds something else. That is the point. So if you're not happy with yourself now, and the self which is not yourself, which is you're not happy with, you won't be happy with the next one, which is also not yourself, and you will not know. Now you will discover afterward, and during honeymoon time, it's you. After honeymoon period is finished, then you will realize that's not me. Like I had a student. He says something like, "Oh, I found my love." Oh, so I said, "Okay, First time when he said that, I believed in it. And it changes a number of times. And then when he would say something to me, I don't even wanted to listen to it. I said, okay, well, what does that mean? What? Oh, I really found. Why? Well, this person seems right, talks in the right way, moves in the right way, thinks in the right way. I don't know. All the qualities are there. And after 1 year later, no, I was wrong. All quality was wrong. So to find the right one, it's very hard when you are not feeling the right one to be, not to begin with. So sometime maybe life does not need to change anything. Life is perfect as it is at any given moment. The way each one of us, we can look at ourselves. You can say the job that I have is perfect job. The person with I am is the perfect person. Cannot be better. Cannot be better. The time I'm living in life, this very moment, what can be better than this one? Cannot be better. It's perfect, perfect. The only thing is that I need to have eyes to see it. If I see that, this is it. This is it. I can turn off the switch, navigation system. But if, in case I don't see it, I have to turn it on. And what I will find it's quite a guarantee that you will not be fully happy. Because the one who is looking for is not happy. The one who found something is not happy, and what you found will not make you happy. But if who is looking is happy, you'll be happy with anything you find. We all know in life many times, many strange situations, stupid situations, we are so happy. Because we are open. And I always give this example of my experience example, a train ride from New York down to Charlottesville. So crowded, everybody is physically touched each other. In this country, always talk about physical, not touching physical, and even giving hug, worrying about being sued. And that's why you don't get a good hug here, like you always. So anyway, in the train, nobody's worried about being sued. So everybody's physically kind of connected with everybody. And I had a little food in my hand and saying, some people are back there saying, what is that? It's the food, Tibetan food. I just bought it in a Tibetan restaurant here. Oh, can we try? Of course, yeah. So we have sending this food around in a crowd, like everybody's eating this food. Everybody's laughing and joking and everything, and gets down to around Philadelphia area. Everybody kind of went on, and there's more space in the train, and everybody found a quiet places to hide. Then ego is individualized space. Suddenly, like within a couple of hours, it was quiet, dark, and dead. That liveliness is gone. So of course, if you rationally you ask, do you want that so many people come back in that train? Nobody will say yes. Nobody said, no, that was like too many people. Now I have my own space. But what do you have then on own space? Miserable. So we all have a private, own miserable space that we don't know why we love that space so much. We go there. And you can see the face of people. They are in that space. You will never think about to be having that much fun when the train is that crowded, but you do. Why? You are just open. You are not hidden in that cave. What makes happy in life? That's I think the best thing about the happiness. I think the best thing about happiness is it does not need a logical reasons. Happiness does not say if you have this amount of money, then you will be happy. Happiness doesn't depend if you have this kind of health, then you will be happy. Happiness doesn't mean if you're single, you're happy. If you have married, you're happy. Happiness has nothing to do with any of those things. That's the best thing about happiness. If that is not the cause of happiness, then we are truly trouble. Because you won't have that amount of money, because not everybody can get that amount of money if there is a standard of happiness of the money. Or if you have a standard of happiness to be with a specific person, very hard to get those people, but everybody will be jumping on the same person. Right? Because you can find happiness anywhere or without anything. That's the beauty about happiness. So when you are being, necessary change can happen in that place if you trust. I believe that. Many times we are in charge and trying to make changes in our life, and if you look so far, all the changes that you made forcefully in your life, did it make you happier? No. More miserable? More likely, yes. So why not try another way? Give a little bit a try for a spontaneous event. Yeah. Okay, one last one, if there is, maybe in the online there.
Well, again, I don't know if you've already answered this or not, but
I've answered all the questions, but I will still ask if there's one. I know it will be the same question, and I know it will be the same answer.
Larry asks, concern about, you're talking about the being effortful, and that happiness doesn't necessarily come from being overly effortful, but is there a balance, perhaps? She's saying, or he or she is saying, how can we separate turning off the navigation system and becoming lazy or sedentary? I often feel the need to work hard and apply effort to certain things, otherwise I get upset with myself because I feel like I'm being unproductive or not trying hard enough. So concerned about becoming too lazy.
Yeah, so, we talk about, like during the, as I said, my answer will be the same. So when we sit in the inner refuge, we are being in that space, we are being in that awareness, we are allowing that warmth. So that warmth, it's the reason why the warmth is there because the navigation system is off. Reason why that warmth is there because it's open. Open means any direction. It's not looking for one direction, one destination. So when it's not looking for one destination, any destination, or you don't have a destination, you are already at the destination. That openness is there. So when the openness is there, there's a connectedness is there. When there's connectedness is there, there's the warmth is there. When the warmth is there, that's what all things we talk about. We talk about expanding and, allowing this warmth through your body, speech, and mind. It's not a laziness. It's the most alive place you can ever be. It's the most joyful place you can ever be. It's the most creative place you can ever be. It's the most active place you can ever be. Because, if you look in your life, as a human being, we always do things. It's not, we don't stay still. I always look at it that way, of course, sometimes we think about, today is a big day because His Holiness Dalai Lama's birthday, we have to get up, we have to do the sung practice, we have to do this, then there's a webcast, then this is that, we make tension around it because it doesn't give us attention. So we just still have the 12 hours. We stay doing the 1 hour and a half practice. Even look at the camera, they are so still there. And illuminating and not missing everything what I'm saying. Let's be like a camera a little bit, it's more alive. It doesn't miss us anything. Instead, we might follow a little nap in between the meditation and teachings, right? So anyway, the liveliness is there, so don't worry about that, okay? So thank you very much. As I said this morning, I'm so happy, and I was talking with His Holiness. This is quite amazing to just be here and able to, give this opportunity to everybody around Sangha around the world. And I know there's a lot of people putting a lot of effort, but this is a great gift that we are able to give to share a beautiful summer retreat we are having here, but that's a piece of this experience we are able to share with our brothers, sisters around the world. And so, of course, I invite all of you from in front of your computer to hear. This is much more fun. Don't you agree? So next time we wanted to see all of you, hope to see all of you here. And so our next session will be at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. So the dedication.
Yeah.